Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. So today I defeated the first boss of the game mode. The what's the game mode called? It's called the hot battle game mode. Now I'm going to show you guys gameplay, explain everything about how the boss works, and pretty much go through it, telling you what mechanics the boss does. And I also have some character recommendations. If this video helps you out, please drop a like down below. It really helps out the channel, and subscribe for more One Punch Man World content. All right, let's get into it. So, first things first, I do have some character recommendations. Like, I know a lot of us are free to play players, hence why I did it the most free to play way possible. I took all the characters that I could think of, which are SR based characters, and I used them. I used Triple Staff Lily. I used Spring Mustachio. I used, what do you call it? E Iron. And I think those guys are probably some of the best characters to use due to the fact that characters, in order to defeat these bosses and to really win these kind of boss battles, you need to have a parry style mechanic in order to actually compete with it, such as blocking every move. For instance, Snek is very forgiving because you could actually use this A class hero to pretty much parry, dodge, and move out of the way every single time. You could do a more an aggressive approach if you want to beat it faster, like using E Iron, so you could just do more damage ahead. You just got to be careful of when launching your skills. Spring Mustachio is just a damage beast with infinite attack. So, I mean, you could literally just shred the guy as long as you dodge appropriately. And Triple Staff Lily has a very, very good mode that gives her 3 bonus evasions that don't take stamina. So, those are my recommendations for free to play players. If I were to say, like, if you are using an SSR character as like a pay to win, I would recommend characters such as Silverfang, Puri Puri Prisoner, and probably what's another good one? Blizzard. Blizzard's actually a very solid one because Blizzard actually has a lot of damage, very fast damage if you could pull off her best combo, and she also has a deflective passive as well, such as her first skill, and she could also use it in 2 different ways. So let's get into the gameplay. I'm going to explain everything that I went through pretty much and the beginning of the game. So at the beginning, we're just going to go ahead and talk about his opener. His opener is always this double knife chop. So it's a double knife into a cleave, into a stab. So you could use an evasion skill there. And then you're always going to have to evade this next skill here, which is the poke. If you could evade that poke, you're pretty much set. So after that, we also got this move. This chop is a delayed chop. It is very delayed. It takes like 3 to 4 seconds to actually fall down, and there's a chance he might miss you. Then he always follows up with a stab after that move. You got to be careful not to run out of stamina, hence why it's normally easier to use characters like Triple Staff Lily. Whenever he does the suck in air and he hits this point, that's when you use your dodge and evasion because there's a little bit of a delay before he hits the ground. Also, you have to watch out for those meteors. They always get me. The meteors are incredibly annoying, and they're super hard to dodge sometimes if they just land in the wrong place or if you dodge into them, which can happen. All right, so here, Snek actually has a performance move which allows him to do a very significant amount of damage compared to everyone else with fixed stats. Also, it leads to a boss stagger. This is the pole. You really want to dodge right when he gets it all the way into the air and he stops. Because the second he stops, he's going to release and it's going to go ahead and do a lot of damage. I wouldn't suggest trying to use super armor against this guy. You want to keep as much HP as possible and, get into it that way. Now, this stomp can stagger you. He also follows up with a chop sometimes. Sometimes he does not follow up with a chop. It just really just depends on the guy. Double chop again into a pitchfork. Now, stage 1 is probably the easiest stage to actually beat. Now, once he gets to 14 health bars, he actually goes into a stage 2. Hence why I want to get him as low as possible. Once I get him to 14, now he's going to do a charge up. When he does this charge up, that means that he's going to have the ability to pretty much be invincible for a little bit. And I would never recommend attacking him during this point because after he uses this, he summons tornadoes. So you'll see what I mean right now. So that is a massive 1,000 damage move. It's always going to trigger right there. By the way, it's always going to trigger right there. I would always dodge that. The second he's about to slam, dodge, because if you do not dodge this, it's going to do 1,000 damage and burn you. That's why I said don't attack him. You see those tornadoes and the eruptions? Don't touch the eruptions. That's the easy part. Just dodge the tornadoes. When he goes for the rock, you go in on him. Because that rock, he can't hit you point blank. Every single time he uses the rock skill and he starts off his third move, this is always going to happen. He's always going to charge. So you always want to dodge whenever he opens his arms, like he's going to give you a hug. Every time he opens his arms, just pay attention to the mechanic. You're going to see it, and it can scare you. But look, so right here, boom, open arms. Open arms means he's going to tackle. I've studied this dude. I literally have been fighting him all day. So after he does the tackle, he will always do a double slam with delayed eruption. So you'll see delayed eruption. That delay is what's going to hit you, and then one poke. That's always going to happen. And then he always follows up. There's no stopping here. He normally follows up with a really, really big move. The big chop slam, this is literally just a stagger fest, but they're always okay. So this one's a big one. This one is actually a very, very important mechanic because whenever he does this, like whenever he actually raises his hand and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and go to that specific point and talk about this. So right here, once he taps up and he goes for this big swing, he will always follow up with a 2-frame swing right after that swing. So he will always follow up. So you'll see right here, hit, and then right after this, he will hit you with a backhand swing right there. You see that frame? That's how fast you have to dodge. So you have to dodge twice in this instance, and he can overwhelm you. After you dodge the second swing, you can get away with getting behind him right here, depending on your character. Some characters can dodge, some characters don't. So, freaking right here, the double swivel. The double swivel's really annoying because whenever he does this swivel specifically, it's massive, massive, massive damage that he could also follow up with because it's a mix-up. So right here, backhand, swivel, backhand, swivel again, slam, backward slam, another slam, and then a pitchfork throw. Not a pitchfork stab, a pitchfork throw. This is normally the best time to hit him with like a decent skill, though. Every single time he uses his pitchfork, hit him with a skill. Okay. Now, this one's an easy one to read and an easy one to get out of. So whenever he pretty much does a basic swing, he'll just continue swinging back and forth and back and forth. What you need to dodge is the backhand swing at the end. Because you could dodge him from the front, but sometimes he'll get caught by that backhand swing. Big fire damage. Whenever he does the rock throw, and then slam. Freaking, these are just basic moves. See, there's the double swivel again. Slam, slam. I got hit by a few of those, but it happens. Pitchfork. He always continues. When he does the pitchfork, that's the perfect time to attack. All right, this one is the slam with the backhand into the lunging slam. This is really, really hard. Okay, so once we get him to like 8, well, I'm going to go ahead and move forward a little bit so we can get to that point where he gets to 8. So you will automatically stun him here. He always gets stunned right here at this point. So that's really, really dope because you don't really have to worry too much about him. Now, he will be aggressive still, so don't think that he's going to not do something. He's always going to end up doing something, even if he doesn't feel like it yet. But as you can see, he's at 7 bars. I'm just getting as much damage in as I can possibly do due to the fact that this dude is very, very strong, very, very tanky, very, very annoying in the third phase. And I'll explain why. Now, freaking right here, once he gets to 6, he's going to go ahead and do his little transformation. Oh, no, right here at 7. So sometimes he does it at 8, 6, or 7. Stay away from the middle. If he's sitting inside the middle, he's going to suck you dry. and you're going to die by anything that's in the middle. That tornado can hurt you devastatingly. Huge damage. Very, very big red flag. Third phase. Third phase is super hardcore. You need to take down this shield as fast as possible, or else he's going to use nothing but big moves. He's going to summon meteors to hit you. You need to take down the shield as fast as possible. There's no question about it. The second he drops his shield, he just goes back to stage 1 combat. I got super lucky here because I saved up my ultimate attack, and as you can see, he's kind of buffed right now. But I went in on him, got him with the ultimate attack. He didn't summon meteors fast enough, but he went for basic attacks instead, like slams. And with Snek, I was able to actually use this to pretty much get stacks of the Snek Bite attack. So I could continuously get my attack up and then just keep wailing on him. Now, luckily, I really just got lucky here. Massive RNG spike. Dude was just going crazy, but luckily I got his shield down fast enough. After he gets his shield down, he pretty much goes into stage 1 all over again. So stage 1, super easy to get through. As you can see, I'm just nailing this dude with everything I got. And then you'll always get your ultimate right at the end. Just make sure you dodge those basic stage 1 moves. Normally, once you've hit this point, you'll hit this point and you'll just notice that it feels exactly the same as it did before. Just going back to stage 1 combat, dropping that shield, finishing it off. If the second you get to that point, you win. As long as you pretty much dodge whatever he's got left, because you can get mixed up. But of course, the only thing I normally get mixed up by is the slam, because whenever he does the slam, you'll see I get hit by one of the meteors that always come after. It's unexpected. It's always unexpected to me. So right here, parry, dodge into the Snek Bite, and I won. Well, I did it with A-class hero, Snek Bite. Lowest in A-class. He is the boss killer of the game. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if this helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. Stay tuned for more One Punch Man World content. I'll see you when we get to the hard boss.